students, in this session we will see some reasoning based question on group 13 elements. So question is boron has high melting point and boiling point. So what is the reason? So reason here is because it exists as a giant covalent polymeric structure both in solid as well as in liquid structure. So this polymeric structure, they have high melting point and boiling point. Why do aluminum boron generally form covalent compounds? So let us see this one. Because boron and aluminum possess small atomic radii and thus contribute more effectively to polarize an anion. So they are more effective to polarize an anion adjacent to them, which results in covalent character in molecule. That's why these borons and aluminums they are forming the covalent compound. Actually this is a concept from the Fajans rules. So as per the Fajans rules, so they will due to small radius they will form the covalent compound normally. Boron does not form B3 plus ion. So explain. So what is the reason for not forming the B3 ion? Actually again boron is a smaller in size than the higher value of and smaller size, and as well as they have higher value of ionization energy. So it is difficult to liberate 3 electrons to form a boron tripositive. That's why they do not form B3 plus ions. Boron forms no compound in unipositive state, while thallium is quite stable in unipositive state. So in this case what happens, M plus ionic state of group 30 elements exists. So it is existing M plus due to why? Inert pair effect. That is when NS2 electrons penetrate in N minus D subcell to become inert. So this inert pair effect begins from when the number of electrons number N is greater than or equal to 4. N means principal number. When the energy cell is more than 4, then this inert pair effect is feasible. Means this is not feasible for third orbit, second orbit, like this one, and increases with increasing value of N. So the N, that is outermost cell for boron, is 2, and thus it does not form a B plus ion. So TlCl3 is unstable, whereas TlCl is stable. So why this is stable? Why it is unstable? So I can see that again due to inert pair effect, Tl plus is more stable than Tl3 plus. So they have inert pair effect. It is working here, but it is not working in case of TlCl3. That's why it is unstable. So boric acid, AlOH3 is the amphoteric and TlOH thrice is a basic. So tellurium hydroxide is a basic. So what is the reason? So again reason is let us see this one. Electropositive or metallic character of group 13 elements increases down the group. So when they are going down the group, we know very well that electropositive characters is increasing, and we can see that boron is a non-metal. That's why they can form acidic hydroxide. Similarly, aluminum bigger in size, they can form amphoteric hydroxide. Means it can be acidic hydroxide or basic hydroxide, and this thallium hydroxide is again basic hydroxide. So we can see this is the process: BOH3, AlOH3, gallium OH3, indium OH3, and thallium OH thrice. So it is increasing. Basic nature of the compound increasing. We can see here. Again, this is a acidic hydroxide. One more important fact is that again this is dissolved in water. This becomes a strong base, and this hydroxide is soluble in water. So just 2 information keep in mind, and rest of the hydroxide is insoluble in water. Regarding thallium hydroxide, so this is insoluble, but if you take the thallium hydroxide with +1 state, this is only soluble in water. So now for you answer why it is soluble in water, why this is insoluble in water. BH3 is known, but BH3 is not known. Why? Explain this thing. So answer is, you can see here. Actually BH3 undergoes, so X we can take hydrogen, here the X we can take halogen. So in case of BH3, it undergoes dimerization to form B2H6. So it will dimerize. BH3 is never exists alone. It is always present in the form of dimerization, and it gives rise to hydrogen bridge bond. So due to hydrogen bridge bond, this is dimerized and forced by electron deficiency of the compound. But in case of BX3, there is no such bond exists in BX3. So because due to back bonding, here back bonding exists in the BX bond. So boron atoms in a BX3 is not as much electron deficient as in BH3. So this is the reason for the question. Boron and aluminum halides behave as a Lewis acid. So explain. We can see the expression. So both boron and aluminum atoms in their halides, they possess 6 electrons in the valence shell and thus possess the tendency to accept the lone pair to act as a Lewis acid. Aluminum trichloride forms a dimer, but boron chloride trichloride does not form dimer. So what is the reason? So see here. So we can see that AlCl3 forms dimer by completing octet of aluminum involving p orbitals. So due to p orbitals, they complete their octet to accept electron pair from the Cl atoms. So you can see here it is AlCl3, and this Cl is accepting electrons. This is giving electron to aluminum due to vacant orbitals, p orbitals. Similarly, this chlorine giving this one. So they make one bridge. This is called dimerization. Again, the non-existence of the dimer of the boron trichloride is that the energy released by the formation of an additional bond to another boron atoms as required for the formation of a dimer is not sufficient. This energy not sufficient to compensate for the loss in energy to the system in overcoming the boron fluoride p-pi bonding in the monomer itself. So due to this, what happens? This one BCl3 does not form dimer. Aluminum fluoride is a high melting point solid, while AlCl3 is a low melting point volatile solid. So what is the reason? Or we can say aluminum fluoride is ionic while AlCl3 is covalent. So this can be another form of questions. So answer is actually the size of the F minus in AlF3 is least polarized. So this is least polarized and in comparison to a large NaCl minus in AlCl3 because they have Al3 plus cation. So AlF3 is more ionic than the AlCl3 and it has high melting point. Molten AlBr3 is a poor conductor of current. So explain. Explanation is AlBr3 is covalent in nature and during fusion does not produce Al3 plus and Br minus. So hence it is a poor conductor of current. So it is difficult to obtain pure crystalline boron. So why? Because its melting point is very high and liquid is corrosive. So due to this two nature, it is very difficult to obtain pure crystalline boron. Why boros can be used as a buffer? So we can see here borax solution in water produces weak acid, that is H3BO3. This is the boric acid and its salt NaBOH whole 4. You can see this is the reaction. So this is the boric acid and this is the salt. So due to this and this, we can see the salt and the borax. So they are doing borax. Sorry, buffer. Due to this salt and this one, this is a salt and this you can see here borax. So this borax and salt produces, you can see here, buffer. The correct equivalence point of a boric acid and NaOH is, here we can see this one, H3BO3 or boric acid is a weak monobasic acid and partially react with the water to form H3O plus and BOH minus. So due to which what happens, the correct equivalence point of the boric acid is this. Pure BBr3 and Bi3 are colorless, but they become colored on exposure to light. Why? Because BBr3 or boron iodide in lice, it will undergo photolysis. So in photolysis, these two molecules, this or this, they can release free bromine or free iodine. Due to this free bromine or iodine, the compound becomes colorless. B2H6 forms adduct with tertiary amines. Why? So we can see here boron atom in BH3. So boron atom BH3 is the monomer of B2H6 and this is an electron deficient. So BH3 acts as a Lewis acid. So we can see this reaction. So this is a acid base reaction. So we can see this is proper salt. borazole or borazine is more reactive than benzene. So we can see in borazine, boro-nitrogen bonds are polar, and therefore the reactivity of the borazole is more than benzene. Then benzene, which possesses non-polar C double bonds, C and CC bonds. So the more negative groups attacks on the boron atoms. That's why borazole or borazine is more reactive than benzene. Finally, powder aluminum when exposed to air becomes hazardous. Why? So you can see here. So aluminum has a greater affinity for oxygen and forms a Al2O3 with evolution of excessive amount of heat. So on reaction it will give you large amount of heat, and again finely divided aluminum powder, they have a large surface area, so they can react vigorously with the air, and thus it becomes hazardous. So this is the answer.